Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you could join me tonight. And before we get too far, I want to apologize for last week's live. I had no idea I didn't have any audio until like middle of the week. I think what happened in doing some figuring, I think what happened is I updated my iPhone software and it changed a setting in the software that I use for my videos. And so that was why I didn't have any audio last week. So I'm 99.9% sure I've got it fixed tonight. So thank you for joining me. Before we get started, a little housekeeping. As always, please, if you would you share my video, comment, share down in the comments, and if you do, your name will be entered in a drawing to win the project I'm working on tonight. Last week, believe it or not, even without audio, I still had some shares, so I made this cute card, and there wasn't anything. I'm going to leave the video up. There wasn't anything particularly special about it. I just, but I still think it's a cute card, so I'll leave it for people to look at. And they'll have to do their own, figuring out what the dimensions were. But anyway, this is going to go out to Veronica Matthews. Veronica, thank you for sharing my video, and thank you for following me. If you can't share, I understand, but could you give my video some hearts? Facebook likes the hearts better than the thumbs up. It helps boost my video up in the algorithm, and so I really would appreciate it if you do that. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel and then hit the little blue bell, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is most every Monday night. Okay, that being said, we have another Christmas card this week. Oh, you know what? Before that, I wanted to let you know there is a chance that I won't have a live next week. I won't be here with you. I'm going to try, but I've got some stuff going on over the weekend and on Monday that may make it difficult for me to be here. If I can, I will. If not, I will see you. If I'm not here the 16th, I will see you the 23rd for sure. Okay? So I wanted to let you know about that. And I'm going to change the view down to my hands, and we will get started on tonight's Christmas card. Okay. So let me start out by showing you the products we're going to be using tonight. I'm going to use the Merry and Bright bundle. I just think this bundle is so cute. It's part of a suite that includes the pack of paper that this came from. So it's all those bright colors, if you recall. But for tonight's card, I decided to use a little more subdued colors. I know not everybody likes those bright ones. I do. But so tonight I decided on a little more subtle, more traditional Christmas color scheme, so to speak, okay? So to do that, I am going to use this gorgeous Designer Series paper. This is called The Joy of Christmas. And just like with all of the other packs of Designer Series paper, you get 12 by 12 sheets of paper, 2 of each design, and they're double-sided. You've seen me use this paper before. If you recall, a couple weeks ago when we did the angel, this is the paper I used, was this right here. So, and there's some good patterns in here that are not just Christmas, that you could use any time of year. So the colors in this too are very traditional, as you can see. Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Pebbled Path, Real Red, and Shaded Spruce. And I'm also going to be using I used it in a previous card too, the Distressed Gold 12 by 12 specialty paper. It does look distressed. I'm trying to get it to focus here. But I do like it better than the regular foil because it doesn't get marred up like the regular foil does. You know, you can put dents in it, or you get stray marks from your plates and your embossing machine plates. You know, where the dies make cuts in the plastic, and that can show up on the regular foil, but I like this so much better because it doesn't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and use it, and it goes nice with our more subdued Christmas color scheme for tonight. Let me put this out of the way here. And one more product I want to make sure that you know about. I've used them before, but I've never shown you how to apply it. So these are adhesive sheets. You get 12 6 by 12 inch sheets, and it's perfect for when you're using these die cutting small pieces. Then it makes them like a sticker. So if you can tell here, there's 2-inch strips of, you know, where it's kind of scored, the backing is, so that it makes it a little bit easier to pull off. And you just cut it. I like to cut it just a little bit smaller. This is my piece of adhesive. What did I say it was called? Adhesive sheet, yeah. So I like to make it just smaller than the piece that I'm working on so that it doesn't run off the edge, okay? So what I do is, again, I've cut it. This is like 1.25 inches by like 5 1/4, something like that. It matches that. I've already got ink on my hands and I've hardly done any stamping. I did a little bit earlier, but that's okay. So you're gonna peel this backing off. Here's your adhesive. I'm gonna just stick it on here like this. And sometimes you'll pull a little bit off, and that's okay. And I've been known to, if I have small pieces of adhesive sheet, I'll piece it together on the back of something. It doesn't need to be covered 100% with adhesive sheet, but it is nice that you don't have to mess with glue or anything like that when you're applying it to your card. So I'll set this aside and we will be using that. We are going to be working on this card tonight. See, I told you it's got a much more subtle, more traditional Christmas colors than last week's card. So we are going to get started, okay? Let's see, we'll start this. Her base is shaded spruce, excuse me, 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to fold this in half here. Okay, let me get my bone folder here. And this card I have made, it is completely flat. I have used no dimensionals on it. There's nothing you can pop things up with dimensionals if you wanted, but I decided especially this wouldn't be that hard of a card to mass produce, and then you just don't have to worry about having any troubles with, you know, postage or anything. So that's our base, and while I'm here, I think I'll go ahead. Oh, where's my adhesive here? Here's my stamp and seal. I'll go ahead and put, since this is a dark base, we're going to want to put a light panel on the inside for writing on. A lot of people decorate it. I will be honest, I am not very good at doing that. Okay, that's done there, and I will go ahead and put a piece of the Designer Series paper on. This is 5 1/4 by 4. See, look at that other side. Isn't that great? That wouldn't even have to be Christmas. I think that would be a very pretty summer paper. But this is kind of Christmassy on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Okay. And as long as we're here, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to go ahead and stamp first. So we are going to put the Merry and Bright on our card using the shaded Spruce ink. And I've got it inked up really well. And I really like these kinds of sentiments because I like being able to cut them out and put them in interesting configurations and things like that. So let me set this over here. And we will come back to it in a minute, but we're all stamped and ready to go. So now we're going to get down to business here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assemble my, well, I can't assemble, I need to cut. Okay, mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. Yay, here we go. I've told you before, I store mine upside down in the machine. The plates, it helps keep them flat. And look at that. Okay, so this is the piece of the distressed gold that I used, or that I put the sticker on the back of the adhesive sheet. So we're going to start out with this die, and I especially like this curly Q, so I want to make sure that that's part that I get cut out, okay? So I'm going to put that right here. Right there, and you know what? I might be able to even put, well, no, this is my small machine. We're not going to do too much at a time. We'll have to do several of these passes through the machine. But like I said, none of them were hard. Okay. There we go. Sometimes I can get it to pop out that way. Let me get my pokey tool, my pick tool. And you know, these little holes on here are for releasing your die cuts from the dies. That's exactly what they're for. So there's one, and let me get the other one out over here. Set it off to the side. Okay, so I'll put that back. Set that down. Oops, I want to get this one little piece out of here. And see how nicely it cut out? It was really easy. Oops. Okay, so now we need to work on the little pieces that are the top for our light bulbs. And I like these dies because they have two styles of light bulbs. They have the old-fashioned big round ones, and that's what we'll use. Then they have the more contemporary, more narrower, pointier ones. But we'll do that today. We'll do these, and I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cut a red one out while we're here. These I can do together. And you know, while there's a lot of die cutting on this, I feel like this die cutting is easier than some other die cutting because it's not specific. I don't have to make sure it gets centered on my stamped image, you know? So I don't mind this die cutting. I mean, I don't mind any of it, but some of it's a little, like I said, a little harder to do than others. So there's that. Get that piece out of there. Okay, I'm done with that die. So I always put them back on the magnet when I'm done because I don't want to lose it. And we'll do one more of those because we have 3. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at here. Oh, it was a very long day today. Okay, so now I'm going to do my 2, cut out my 2 green light bulbs there. You can see I can get that all on there. Perfect. It says 3 passes per card. That's not too bad. If you were making multiple cards, you could, you know, probably get by pretty easy. Not too much trouble. Okay. But that's so I don't lose it. There's those 2 dies. And there we are. We are done. We have all of our die cutting done. Super simple. Super simple. I haven't decided yet what card I'm going to do for my Christmas cards. You know, I usually use a lot of my samples and things like that I've made. But then I always do like to kind of design my own. But I guess I'm kind of designing all along, so it doesn't make much difference. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is assemble our light bulbs. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of seal right on the top of these light bulbs here. Just like that. Now you can, there's lots of options when you're doing these. Like you can do them like I'm doing, where you just, you know, cut out cardstock and don't do any stamping. You can die cut or stamp the light bulbs, then die cut them out. Let me show you. You can also include the little filaments for the inside of the light bulbs, whether you want to do those stamped or you want to do those die cut. We have those too. So there's lots of options. It looks like we have some rays of light. These look like a little bit different top, but I'm not sure exactly what they go to. Maybe they were meant to go to this because they were bigger. I don't know. But anyway, I like the way mine turned out. So those are super simple. Okay, so now let's put together our string of lights here. So I do want this curlicue up here. I just think it adds some extra interest. So now the trick is to get this backing off. And this is why I like to use one continuous piece of adhesive sheet if I can, because then I don't have to do this twice per piece, if you know what I mean. Because if there's a cut somewhere in the backing paper, then I have to find it and do that again. So I just took that off. Now I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm just going to kind of string my lights on here, my Christmas lights. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to just lay this down. I'm not pushing it down hard. Just have to get it unstuck from my fingers. Put that over there like that. You know, you kind of want them at angles. Like that, I think looks pretty good. Then I'll show you how I put them down. There we go. Okay, so now all I'm doing is adhering that little bit of paper there. Okay, and then I'm going, there's still some wiggle room you can do, but not too much. So then I'm just going to put a little bit of snail right underneath them to hold them down. And I'll do this one too. And you know, I could have, someone was probably thinking, well, why didn't you just put adhesive sheet on the back of the light bulbs? And you know, I didn't do that because I thought it might make them too difficult to manage. And I didn't want to worry about them getting stuck. And I think that this will adhere them just fine. So there's that. That's kind of the star of the show there, those lights. I love those. I think they're so cool. Like I said, this is the way I did my card. It's entirely flat. If you could put this piece up on dimensionals if you wanted to, very easily. Got a little dent in my paper there. Okay. And that would be okay. You could put the sentiment on dimensionals if you wanted to. That would work too. And there we go, there's that. And really, we are almost done here. We just have to cut out these words. I saw some cute cards using this stamp set and these sentiments that were like this. I'm gonna pull the stamp set out here to show you. I saw where somebody had stamped all these words and arranged them so that from shortest to longest, so they kind of resembled a tree. And I thought that made a really cute Christmas card. You know, they were a little bit askew, you know, they weren't perfectly aligned, and it was very whimsical and very fun. And I thought that was really cute. That was a great idea. So and using sentiments like this is a great way to get, if you want your sentiment in like white and you don't want to emboss. Yeah, we have some white ink. I'm not terribly fond of it, to be perfectly honest. But now I've got my sentiment in white. Yeah, I do want to make sure I get all the white around the outside off, because it will show against this dark background. So there we go, there's that. And there's that. Merry and bright. That looks straight. Okay, now one last touch. You may have noticed that on these lights, there's this little shadow, this little, I don't know exactly what it's called, but you can put that on a die cut with a white gel pen. And the great thing is it shows you right where to put it. So I'm just going to put it right here like this. Oops. And there you go. And it's just as simple as that. Not too hard. Like I said, it'd be super easy to mass produce, and makes a beautiful, festive, traditional colors. Make a great card. So I want to thank you for joining me tonight. And like I said, I may not be here next week, but I will definitely be back for the 23rd. Take care, everybody, and have a great week. Bye now.